had to stand alone. Everybody had to get their own, so just give me my chance. It was times I had to stand alone and it wasn't in my plan.
What's up, YouTube? I hope you're having a great day. Today we got a video about a teacher, taken out by a neighbor. And it was a former teacher loved by her community here. So let's get straight into the video. I'm not gonna waste any time. If you do love today's video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. And also check out any other videos or challenges that I have on my channel. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into let's go ahead and get into today's video. And let's stop wasting any time.
Jacksonville 911.
My friend hadn't called me back. I just came into her house. She's on the floor. It looks like there's some blood. Please send somebody.
The most shocking thing about this whole case was just the brutality of the murder. This was a very slow and painful death.
She had the towel wrapped all the way around her head. So I pulled it back. I said, Viv, and she didn't respond.
The car really became the motivating factor.
Go to the ground now. Go to the ground now. Get on the ground.
For almost 2 years, investigators believe they're chasing the truth behind one horrific crime, but it turns out it is a lot more complicated than that.
So first he talked to me about this first incident with a female named Cricket. So he gonna tell her about the Cricket situation. Instead of her let her go to the police, he strangled her the same way.
Straight to it, man. Come on.
Jacksonville 911. What's going on, man?
I have not talked to my friend since Christmas Day. And I've been calling her, and I came over to her house. And I went in, and she's on the floor. But she's not responded. And she had a towel wrapped around her head.
How would y'all feel if y'all just walked in and found your best friend in a situation like that? Like, what would be her initial reaction? Like, in her instance, I feel like she did a great job. Most people just go into a frantic panic episode and, freak out and don't even call the police and all this. So, she did a wonderful job, even though this is the scenario.
Oh, my God. I don't want to touch her. Please send somebody, please.
Is she breathing, ma'am?
I don't think so. It looks like her hands are turning purple. Her skin is cold.
We're coming as fast as we can, okay? We'll be there soon.
Please, thank you.
It was right around the holidays. 49-year-old Vivian James, who lived alone in Jacksonville, Florida, she hadn't been heard from since Christmas a few days earlier.
Since Christmas?
We check on each other.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I talked to her.
Especially as an African-American woman living by herself, I know, at least speaking from my mom, like, she talks to multiple people, even myself, like, every day. So, like, not hitting those key checkpoints with people, I know that probably raised the flag immediately.
Breathe now, breathe. I talked to her.
Miss Mel, you're doing a great job.
I haven't heard from her since, and yesterday, wait a minute, let me see. I sent her a text. At 11:17, I said, Vivian, are you okay? You don't have to talk, just respond yes or no. Her phone was off the hook, so I kept calling her cell phone, and she didn't answer, and that's not like her.
Was their garage open when you got her this morning?
No, I know the code to open the garage door up.
Okay, so the garage was shut, but the car was missing?
Yes, the car was missing.
Was the garage door, the inside door, was it shut or open?
It was shut, and when I opened it up, I saw her laid out flat.
All right, so take her over by your car, and then let's get this thing locked down.
Officers walked around the outside. There were no signs of forced entry. And just inside, Miss James was on the ground with a power cord around her neck and a bloody blanket up by her head.
Vivian had head injuries. She had face.
Now, even though my community hates the police and things of that nature, I feel like being a police officer is like, you gotta see some horrific things and still go home to your family like nothing happened. Like you on your average day at work, like you either work at Amazon, CVS, you don't see this at work and have to go home and deal with that and still be a better cop tomorrow. Which is, you know, I'm not saying like that gives them the right to do anything like that. I'm just saying like if we put these things into perspective, that I mean it is a hard job for real.
Injuries, her jaw was broken, but what appears to be the cause of death was the strangulation. She'd been choked with a cord.
They immediately noticed that the house had been ransacked. There were multiple electronics missing. There were drawers open, cabinets that had been rummaged through.
Looks suspicious in there or what? Yeah. Okay.
Whoever did this though is a dumbass. Don't he got all his fingerprints, DNA all through the. You took the car through.
She's got blood all over her face. So I don't know if it looks like she tripped over. There's a stool that's turned over. So I don't know if it was. Okay.
So this was pretty clearly a murder from the get-go. We also could not find the victim's cell phone in the home, and in the living room area, there appeared to be a outline, like a dust outline of where a surveillance camera would have been or was sitting that could have potentially captured the incident, and that camera was missing. One of the big difficulties that we encounter is homeowners utilize Ring or Arlo to get a quick snapshot of who is at their door in the neighborhood. There was an abundance of cameras, but unfortunately, the video that we were able to collect was basically nothing.
Has there been anything going on in the neighborhood or anything like that? Any kind of suspicious people walking around?
Nah, not that I know of.
Now, do you know any of her habits, friends, anything like that would come over and visit with her or anything like that?
Nah, she's very private.
Now, what kind of car does she have?
She has a, is that a blue Camry or Toyota Camry?
Okay.
So this area of Jacksonville is kind of known for a higher crime area. The neighborhood specifically for Miss James, not necessarily known for that. And police work in general, calls for service always seem to increase around the holidays.
Anything unusual happen that you know of since Christmas? And
not that I know of.
So when's the last time you seen her?
Probably Christmas Day.
Nobody was visiting her or coming over or doing anything?
I haven't seen any cars.
When law enforcement was going through the home and speaking with the 911 caller, it became apparent that Miss James's car was missing from the scene, which was the first piece of evidence that we had for the case.
I know that she had an electrician and a plumber come over and work on her water heater in that garage. And then my daughter says she did see her driving either yesterday or the day before.
Seen her yesterday?
Probably not yesterday, maybe the day before. So it would have been, what's today, the 28th, the 26th, day after Christmas. And she told me that she had to take her car to go be serviced.
They said the same thing, and she said the same thing. Her car's probably at the shop getting serviced.
No, she got it back.
Let's find out if the car's there. If it's not, let's get the bolo out.
Hey, yes, sir. This is Officer Bloom with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. I was wondering if you still have Miss Vivian James's blue Toyota Camry at your shop.
It was
I'm just glad she didn't have any kids. Like, imagine finding your mom like that.
pretty quickly determined that the car was not at the mechanics. We actually woke him up and verified that. The next step for law enforcement was to place a BOLO, or a be on the lookout for the car.
I'm going to do the stolen vehicle aspect of what's going on here. So one of the things that I like to find out, is there anything that sticks out about the car? Tinted windows, bumper stickers,
no
just
bumpers.
a pretty plain Jane then, huh?
Yeah, she, like me, no bumper stickers,
Okay.
She keeps her car clean.
Some of the other questions that are popping into our mind are who are the last people that are known to be with Miss James? Who are the last few people in her home? We have potentially a 48-hour time lapse of the last time she was known to be alive, so we have a lot of ground to make up.
Miss James was a character.
Miss James is the most honest person I've ever met. She'll get you right if she needs to. She'll give you the shirt off.
She seemed like she was one of those, like, classified mean teachers, but you knew she would give the shirt off her, like, she would give you the shirt off her back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she gonna do everything in her power to actually teach you and make sure you pass her class, like, vibe. But she gonna give you, like, that mommy type vibe feeling, too. You know what I mean?
Her back. But she'll also tell you about yourself if you're doing something the wrong way.
She will be our guardian angel. that every day, every kid that walks in these doors, every faculty member that walks in these doors, you will feel her arms around you. So Miss James, you will be truly missed, but you'll never be forgotten.
Miss James was a beloved teacher in the Jacksonville community. She had a lot of friends. She had friends in the neighborhood, and she served as a mentor to some of the students that she taught.
Vivian James was an outstanding teacher.
Actually,
she was teacher
it is people
of
that deserve that. The people in
year
them
before
files.
her death at Atlantic Coast High School, where she had taught science and chemistry for over 20 years. She was beloved by her students. They said that she created a safe place for them. She was known for having kids over to pay them for small yard work so that they would have pocket money. One of the things that really stood out to me when I stood inside of her home were the number of Christmas cards and pictures from current and former students. It just was immediately clear that this woman was beloved by her community.
I feel a little
So when
emotional.
I first came to Atlantic Coast, I was here as the science department head, and it was very interesting by getting a chance to order all of the different scientific equipment, things I've never even heard of. So it was very nice and rewarding to be a part of that inaugural experience. Go Stingrays.
After her death, I was overwhelmed by the number of colleagues and students who wanted to know what was going on with her case. And they actually pulled together a lot of fundraising, and there's a permanent memorial
to get this video
to her
out, y'all.
memory at Atlantic Coast High School.
Gucci, one of my favorite ones. The first time I heard Gucci, this dude said Gucci to me, and I'm like, Gucci? He was like, yeah, that mean I'm real good.
I'm Gucci. Yeah.
Detectives face a daunting task here. A beloved teacher
2017 is
dead,
crazy,
her
though.
vehicle unaccounted for, and the most critical hours to find her killer, the first 48,
right? Yeah.
have already passed.
The car really became the motivating factor. We were focused on the car because we really felt that would lead us to who had killed Vivian James.
See, and it's like I'd be against the whole the government being surveillance, because we all know they're gonna use it in the worst way imaginable. Like they're not gonna use it what it's for, but like in instances like this, I feel like that license plate reader thing is very key, low key. Like we could have easily got him at a red light or something, you know.
I got it. Turn the car off. Go to the ground now. Go to the ground now. Get on the ground. Wheel. Put your hand on the wheel.
Yes, sir. What did I do?
While detectives are on scene, we know that there's multiple avenues where this could go. Detectives are running this tag through stationary license plate readers. In this case, we did get a hit that was only a matter of hours before we were called to Miss James's home, and we sent detectives up to this small motel, and they were able to find the car still in the parking lot.
Passenger, open the car door.
Look like bro finna leave though.
Step back, go. Turn around, face that way. Step back to my voice. Step back to my voice. Keep stepping. Go to the ground now.
So when Detectives Lee and Gibson, they located the vehicle at the Hospitality Inn.
I hate this is my only part about cops, bro. Like this whole little interaction section. Like, get on the ground now, bro. He's getting what you want me to do? Jump on the ground with my face, bro? I don't understand. Can I get down? So you want me to jump down on my kneecaps, bro, and break my kneecaps? Dang, gang, can I get down? Get down?
Sat at a distance and they monitored the vehicle, just waiting to see if anyone would go to or from the car. Eventually, they saw a male going to the car, putting things in the trunk and the back seat, and taking some things to the dumpster. In that time frame, they're arranging with patrol assets to have them stationed around the Hospitality Inn in the event that the vehicle were to start driving so that it can be stopped.
Go to the ground now. Go to the ground now. Get on the ground. Wheel. Put your hand on the wheel.
Yes, sir. What did I do?
Driver. See your hands.
What's going on?
Hey, excuse me, sir. My wife does it. Hey, my kids in the car.
Get in.
Bro, my kids in the car.
We get that. Get in the car.
Get in the...
Bro.
I apologize, bro. What's going on, though?
The missing car has been found, and persons that do not own the vehicle are driving it. And the person who does own the vehicle on paper is deceased. This is your primary avenue of investigation at this point. Now, great.
I don't understand this, bro. If you out here serving with your kids in the car and all that nonsense, bro, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. If you out here living that life with your kids around you, you're an idiot. And I'll say it to your face. You're a bold-faced dumbass. You're not no man. You're a little ass boy. Stupid. This is stupid. Why you got your kids and your family around this situation?
You know, cars can change
got
hands
your kid
left
in a murder,
and right.
like somebody
Doesn't
murdered
mean
her.
that the people that are in this vehicle
so
are responsible for the death of this beloved school teacher. But it's certainly your best lead.
I'm trying to see what's going on. Just got out. Got out what? I'm jail since the first. I've been working and everything. What's your name? Zebulon Perkins.
Zebulon. Now,
the vehicle
what?
started moving.
Who the hell named
Zebulon
that?
Perkins in the passenger seat. The girlfriend of Mr.
mean?
Perkins was driving the vehicle out. The vehicle was stopped and a felony takedown was conducted. The officers are trying to quickly ascertain from Mr. Perkins, where did you get this car? Who gave it to you? Why are you in it?
When you're investigating a homicide, you really do try to err on the side of taking every item that might be important. So they're acquiring every single item that could possibly show us how many other people were in the vehicle. They'll use a sanitized vacuum to be able to pull hairs off the floor. Swabs are being taken, fingerprints are being taken, they're taking clothing, they're taking shoes, they're taking keys for the vehicle.
So when detectives looked through the car, some of the items that immediately jumped out to us was Miss James's school ID was hanging from the rearview mirror. Her cell phone was also found on the floorboard behind the passenger seat.
He probably told his girlfriend or wife or whoever was in that car that his teacher or that lady let him borrow that car. Watch.
And her school laptop was also located in the vehicle.
Where's it? Tell you downtown.
For what?
I guess questioning.
Right, about the car, bro. I can tell y'all about the car, bro. I can show y'all who gave me the car.
While detectives were processing the Hospitality Inn, one of the staff members alerted detectives and said, hey, the guy who was in this room, Mr. Perkins, he went to and from that black car a bunch, a 1989 black Corvette. We didn't know what could be in the car. So the vehicle was towed to our warehouse so we could search it at a later date.
All of these items are being cataloged. Now, whether they're going to be released later, if they decide that this is not pertinent to the investigation, that's always a possibility.
On the way down here, you mentioned that you...
So, like, he can't get his car back? So, like, say he get out or whatever the case. Y'all got my car?
Talk about a lawyer, but also that you did want to talk to us about how
I know they keep your gun out for a while after, you know.
We would like to talk to you about how you got the car also.
I was watching the interview as it happened. What stood out to me from the very beginning was how willing he was to talk to us. He was fairly calm.
We go into every interview with a strategy. It's obviously in the back of your mind that this person could be involved in the murder, but you also have to keep an open mind that potentially they're not, because sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.
So basically, about 2 days ago, I spoke with my friend named Shad. Like I told the guy, I can point y'all to the guy.
You said Shard?
Rashad.
Rashad Simmons?
Yes, sir. Purchased the car for $1,100. I was getting it for my wife, my fiance, for Christmas.
Did he bring it to you there at the hotel, or did you meet him somewhere?
Nah, we met right at the pool hall right there.
Did he call you and say, "Hey, I'm trying to sell a car"?
Yeah, we were already just talking earlier.
Did he say where he got it from?
No, sir.
Did you ask?
No, sir.
What about some of the strange things that were in there? Did you think it was odd that all that stuff was in there?
I felt like it was. But I mean...
You never asked him about it?
I was just trying to do a good deed from me to my girl.
Mr. Perkins told us that he had purchased the car from a friend,
place at the wrong time,
Simmons,
hopefully,
who
Hopefully you ain't got nothing to do
he
with this.
believed to be involved in some questionable things.
Is Rashad the kind of person that's gonna steal a car? Yeah.
Everybody. If it is a stolen car,
Yeah,
that's it. It felt off.
Yeah, because I mean, deep down inside, I mean, you're obviously educated, you're smart, you're not stupid. Your gut's telling you that, hey, there's a 60.
But when they pull this move, boy, they trying to be your friend, and then now you spilling beans.
70% chance that this car I just bought from Rashad, who does shitty, is possibly stolen.
He knew that. If I bought a stolen
One of my first couple classes was criminology. So
what would that be?
You actually study this stuff, y'all. Like y'all think y'all just they go to the police academy. You got people that actually go to school for criminal justice.
Him or whoever, like, it's whatever y'all need. Like,
it's not me though. I'm
science.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a wreck. I told y'all what I knew.
Is there anything else you
If I'm not being arrested, then I will not be held against my will.
We were speaking with Mr. Perkins about the car, but Mr. Perkins wanted to know what detectives knew and what was leading us to ask about the car. So he started a further, kind of more deep line of questioning about what we knew.
I looked at the screen and I seen the homicide paper, and I know that y'all text me and my girl watched First 48 and all that. I'm just like, what's going on?
So we're obviously, this is more than just about a stolen car. And right now we're investigating a murder.
And you ain't see nothing about none of that.
Okay.
But
Do you know this house?
yes, that's Miss Vivian's house.
You spotted it up pretty quick. I mean, of course, you lived 3 houses down for however long.
Right.
Zebulon Perkins admitted to knowing Vivian James. In fact, he had lived several houses down from her in the same neighborhood while he was growing up. She would give him small amounts of money to rake her yard or to clean out her gutters. And he had continued and stayed in contact with her through the years.
Zebulon, as observant as you were able to pick that house out pretty quick, Miss Vivian's house. Then how come you couldn't pick out Miss Vivian's car?
I didn't look through anything. I didn't look through nothing.
Zebulon,
Sir,
we're not here to around with you.
I'm not either.
ID's in the car.
Y'all Rashad, like I said. I don't know anything that's going on besides that car.
If I'm sitting in the room with the detectives, we're clearly going to identify and interview Richard, because that now is the alternate avenue that this person is giving us. I mean, obviously, unless you have a full confession and 4K video of the person committing the crime, a busload of nuns with 20/20 vision as witnesses, you as a detective need to run down every single alternate suspect
That's the first time I heard that.
and clear them.
Funny.
Her driver's license was found in your room.
In the trash.
Obviously, we're talking to you because Miss Vivian she's no longer with us. All right. I mean, you're a smart guy. You should have been able to put 2 and 2 together by now. This nice lady, this school teacher, has been murdered. All right. You are driving around in her car.
I didn't know that was exactly her vehicle.
It's full of all her stuff.
And I know that.
But do you understand sitting where we're sitting?
Yes, sir. The way it looks.
How it looks.
The way it looks.
Ultimately, when we step out and he's in there by himself, we learn that a lot of Miss James's property had been found in the dumpster in trash bags. We learn that in the hotel room, her ID was under a lamp. We learned that there were television power cords that were kind of tossed in the closet, and we knew that TVs were missing from Miss James's home.
That license was not in my room. It had to be in the bag. I ain't seen no license. That was a lie.
Now, the momentum builds when detectives return to the interrogation room, and Perkins offers up a revelation that they certainly can't ignore.
Is Rashad capable of killing somebody?
He has before.
He has?
Oh, man, hey, he a rat.
Who did he say he killed?
He didn't tell me.
How do you know he killed somebody then?
We talked. Everybody talk. You listen. Bro, they been in shootouts and all, bro. I don't live like that. I don't live like that. Still people I don't live like that. I can help y'all, but I won't take no blame for nothing.
This is a bold accusation. Rashard Simmons has killed someone before? I mean, this is a statement that forces detectives to dig even deeper now.
Did Rashad bring anything else into your room?
No, sir. No TVs, no nothing. It just came with a DVD player and antenna. I was even sat here and recalled when you said the ID. I slept on this side of the bed. You slept on one by the door. He fumbled with the light. See what I'm saying?
So he actually stayed there?
Did one night.
We talked to Mr. Perkins about this ID, Miss James's ID being found, and he deflected and told us that Rashard Simmons had put that in the room.
Does Rashad know Miss Vivian?
I'm not sure.
When was the last time you were over there?
Actually, maybe like 4 days. She called me, checking on me. Yeah, I'm just calling to see how you doing. I walked over there. You know what I'm saying? I left. That was it.
So you went inside her house?
Yes, sir.
4 or 5 days ago?
I sat down for maybe like 30 minutes. She said she was going to do something, and I left.
Perkins confirms he was at Vivian's home earlier that week, essentially putting him at the crime scene at around the time of this murder. But the way that he characterizes it is a confidential conversation with a mentor. Now, obviously, investigators are skeptical about this.
She called you up to see how you were doing?
Yes, sir. I'm just going through something. So that's why I'm reaching out to you.
What were you going through?
I don't feel comfortable around nobody no more. I went to the rehab center. That's why I went to the house to talk to her about it. Like, she's like, well, what you think is wrong with you?
If you don't mind me asking, what do you think's wrong?
I got PTSD when I got shot.
You got shot? When did you get shot?
2014, July 28th. That's why I couldn't be in the NFL.
Zebulon Perkins was a promising athlete when he was in high school. He played football. However, he also had some attitude issues even at a young age. Zebulon Perkins also played football at the collegiate level until, unfortunately, he was shot, and that ended his football career.
Since then, like, my life just been bro. It's like even more trauma.
But you're not taking any medication for that?
That's why I went to the rehab center.
Mm-hmm.
And then confiding into a friend. And
that's what you confided to Miss Vivian?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I don't have no problems to where it's like I won't hurt nobody or hurt myself.
When you went over to Miss Vivian's house, it was just you?
It was just me. She was getting ready to go out and run some errands.
Did she mention having any problems with anybody?
No, sir.
And that was definitely 4 days ago?
So it was before Christmas?
4 or 5 days ago. No, it was after Christmas.
After Christmas. Well, after Christmas wouldn't be 4 days ago.
I feel for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good friend of mine. But at the same time, if I feel like I'm against the wall, then...
We haven't pointed the finger at you yet.
I know, but the way that, like, the conversation kind of like...
Well, I mean, you got to understand how it looks, Zebulon.
I'm giving you...
You were in her car, bro.
I know, and I was at her house, bro.
Did you guys get into any kind of argument or altercation or anything like that?
That's not how we... No. I'm giving my part, what I know. That's all I can do.
I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of hard. I don't know if he lying or telling the truth.
Shot. Like,
I'm be
I'm
real.
sitting here being drilled, like...
Oh, you're right. We still have to find Shard, you know, and when we find Shard, we got to ask him. Then he's going to tell us, then we got to come back and ask you.
Am I on the risk?
As of right now, we're still working on that.
We always have to keep an open mind. We've only gotten the page to respond to her house, less than 24 hours beforehand. He's telling us that he purchased the vehicle from Mr. Simmons. So these are individuals that now we also have to look into. So it is certainly very important for us to know that Mr. Perkins was at her home the day after Christmas, but the question still looms of, was there anyone else with him?
This is what we got to deal with. We have a lady that was murdered in her house.
They found that camera
friend of mine.
from the mantelpiece. Remember that was missing?
She consoles me.
Yeah,
no. I do that.
I'm not saying you did.
I'm in her car. It looks up.
It does. So, we are arresting you.
For what?
Dealing in stolen property.
Bro, I cannot get arrested, bro. I got kids. Like, I can't keep. I'm trying to stay out of there, man. If I can get y'all him tonight, can that be deferred? Because he sold it to me. And
no, it's dealing in stolen property.
How do you get? How is that? Yeah, I didn't know the car was stolen. You can go to jail for somebody stealing you something that's, boy.
It's not auto theft. It's definitely not murder.
That's not the point.
Knowing that we were finding additional information that seemed like were further implicating Mr. Perkins, we made the decision to move forward with an arrest warrant for the crime of dealing in stolen property, just to kind of buy us more time as we continued on the homicide investigation.
When you're a detective, what you want to do is not close off any avenues of investigation. You're keeping an open mind that what he's telling you, even though it seems kind of a fanciful story, doesn't mean it didn't happen. Broken clocks right twice a day too. Coincidences happen in life. And they're looking at this from the perspective of needing to defend this case in the future.
Like, damn, bro, I'm telling y'all what I know.
So there are cases that you do get a hunch on as a cop or a prosecutor where you're like, there's something here and it doesn't make sense to me. One of the things that you have to do when you're in law enforcement, either as a cop or a prosecutor, sometimes you have to kind of make your peace with not knowing. In this case, there was a hunch involved here that something ain't right.
All right, we're going to jump right back into this, but real quick, I want to tell you about our sponsor,
Okay, I don't care about your
Let's locate
sponsor,
gas, and then 24 per gallon. Now, at this point, Perkins has admitted to being in Vivian James' home around the time of the murder and is in possession of her car. Obviously, this is not looking very good for Zebulon Perkins, but then he makes just a stunning claim.
Who touched him? Zeb, who touched him, man? Who touched her, Zeb?
Rashad killed that lady.
Rashad killed?
Yes, sir.
Were you there when she killed her? When he killed her? Well, how you know Rashad did?
Rashad sold me the car.
It's not a confession by any means. He's shifting the blame through a direct accusation, claiming that Rashard Simmons is responsible for Vivian's murder, not him.
Anywhere on her body, if she touched you or something like that, right, and we happen to swab her hands, because you say you didn't touch at all, right? So your DNA should be nowhere on her.
No, she was passed. We hugged when I came in the house.
Oh, so now you hugged her now?
Listen, I ain't do nothing to that lady, bro.
You know her.
I know her.
You visited her.
Well, now you hugged her.
I know both of them.
And then you're in her car, which you got from some guy that doesn't know her.
Bro. Y'all act like this nigga nervous, man. You should ask for your lawyer.
Nobody broke into that house. The whole house was ransacked.
But did you unbuild her?
No.
Did you leave the door open so Rashad could come in?
No, sir.
He never really called Vivian James by her name. He kept referring to her as the lady. This is a mentor. This is someone who he was in telephone contact with, who would give him rides, and he's not saying her name. It just felt suspicious.
And you meet back up after visiting her and buy a car from the same person you were just visiting, who's now murdered. Do you see how up that sounds?
It's very up, man.
Like,
it's extremely up, and you know it too.
You know the kind of lady she is, and she's most likely not hanging out with somebody like Rashad. After listening to your story and your timeline, I don't see how you couldn't have done it.
I didn't do it.
And when he was booked in jail, that's really when the investigation into Vivian James's murder kicks into high gear.
Now, Perkins is held on charges of dealing in stolen property, and meanwhile, authorities shift their focus to Rashard Simmons. The problem is finding him, not so easy. Days later, the following Wednesday, they finally locate him and bring him in.
Last Thursday, did you see Zebulon? Did you hang out in a hotel with him?
Yeah, I've been to the hotel. This last week, I had seen him, and he had to get off some TVs. So that's what I was trying to do, help him get off the TV.
All right, when you say he wanted to get off some TVs,
yeah.
Did he ever say where he got those TVs from?
No, he never said.
With Zebulon Perkins, when you rewatch the interview, you can almost see his wheels turning on. He is analyzing what Detective Abbott is asking him about. Rashard Simmons, when interviewed, is a very different character.
As long as you've known Zeb, like what kind of mentality or personality does he have? Like, does he come off to you as?
Like,
is he the type of person that do some or?
No, he don't come on to you cool. Like, he cool.
What kind of drugs has he been on?
Man, I don't know. That's me. I think everything. He was doing some ice.
Ice?
At the hotel?
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Investigators learned that Perkins struggled with drugs in the past and had these prior low-level offenses.
Does Zeb say where he got that car from?
No, I never seen that car.
You ever seen this house before? Or been in that house before? Been inside that house?
No.
You said you were at Westside Pool Hall and he told you to meet you over there at Indian Lakes. But can you look and see what time he called you?
He gives a completely different statement than Zebulon Perkins. We find text messages between Perkins and Simmons coordinating Perkins picking up Simmons in a vehicle. And the time of those text messages appear to match up when Zebulon Perkins was leaving Vivian James's home in her car.
This lady's a teacher, bro.
I know.
On TV. And she seemed cool as her mom.
She is cool. She is cool. She's very nice.
Why would he want to do that, though? To a lady. And
what I want to know is, why does he want to blame you for that?
He's saying you killed her.
He said, on the 26th, I met Rashard and bought that car from him.
Well, I'm immediately saying,
and that he never saw you after that. But the car was full of all kinds of property.
Oh, nah. We ain't doing that.
I saw him a lot of property.
That's what he said.
He said you sold him this car.
He sounded like he was on it. Whatever he was on.
So what we're gonna need from you is your DNA, right? To prove that you were never in that house, and to prove that you ain't never been around this woman.
He also gives us access to his cell phone, which we are able to download and gives us cell site location, which places Rashard Simmons on the other side of 103rd, the main street near Vivian James's house at the time of her murder.
Most homicides are committed by somebody who knows the person. An old detective friend of mine used to, whenever there was something particularly brutal, he said, nah, this was personal. Like, if it's somebody you don't know, you just kill them and move on. But when there's this level of anger or rage directed at the person, that's generally not somebody that you just have
He probably asked that lady for some money or went over there high and did this.
Neutral feelings for.
It is becoming increasingly clearer that Rashard Simmons didn't have anything to do with Vivian James' killing, which means that the pendulum is swinging right back to Zebulon Perkins as the prime suspect.
Father God, please just continue to have your way, Father. Continue to touch this case, touch this. That each and every one of these hearts.
Hey, he ain't about to answer that. You took one of his off to her, boy.
County Jail, he made a phone call to his mother, where he asked his mother to hide electronics that he had stored in the family's garage. His mother and stepfather were cooperative, and we were able to gather the electronics that were missing from Miss James's home. Once we got Vivian James's bank records, we noticed that after December 26th, the date that we believed Vivian James was murdered, her credit card was used around Jacksonville multiple times. It was used to buy food, it was used to buy baby diapers, and it was used to buy alcohol. And so we were able to go to those three businesses and pull video surveillance from them, which showed Zebulon Perkins. We also find there was a Cash App transfer from Vivian's phone to an account in the name of Zebulon Perkins. We also executed a number of search warrants.
The piece of evidence that we got to really push this case over the top and make us feel very confident that Zebulon Perkins had killed Vivian James was DNA. We found her blood on his pants in combination with his DNA, and we also found his DNA under her fingernails.
And we don't have to talk. I'm not going to ask you anything.
Y'all know what that under that fingernail mean? She was fighting for her life.
I do need to bring you over and tell you we are charging you with murder.
Why can I leave now? I got charged with something. Why can I leave now?
We're gonna finish our report, and
why can I leave now?
Because you're being arrested for murder.
No, I'm not. I didn't even find the dude that gave me the car.
January 10th, 2020, just 2 weeks after Vivian James was killed, detectives have enough to officially charge Zebulon Perkins with second-degree murder.
May I speak to Sarge, please?
No.
This is Father God. I'm not do this.
All right, Zeb, let's go.
Zeb, let's walk back, man.
Oh, brother. You took your life from you, bro. From an innocent lady. Come on now, what are we doing?
I want to go, man, bro. Y'all
I wonder why he really did this,
bro. I got kids, bro. I did not do this.
Detective Abbott kept tabs on him. Detective Abbott would go back and look at disciplinary reports from when Zebulon Perkins would get into fights with other inmates. When Detective Abbott went to the Duval County Jail and started interviewing cellmates, bunkmates, almost every single one of them talked about how violent and how scary this man was.
But it was one inmate's statement that really stood out.
So first he talked to me about this first incident with a female named Cricket. Yeah, he told me she died.
So a lot of people think that the detective's job stops as soon as the arrest is made, and that really couldn't be further from the truth. Detective Abbott continued to keep track of Mr. Perkins' activity within the jail, meaning any altercations or disputes that he had. We actually went together when we were partners, went over and spoke with this inmate who told us that Mr. Perkins continually talked about how he had killed the teacher. He said to us, "You guys know that the teacher is not the first person he killed, right?"
And something else clicks for investigators. Their attention shifts back to a second vehicle that was seized and searched the day Vivian James was killed. This is a car that was never picked up from police custody.
During the investigation, we executed...
Is that blue tape stuff like police taping? Like the yellow taping that they do over the bodies in like the crime scene?
Search
Like what is
warrants
that?
on two vehicles. The Toyota Camry that belonged to Miss James and a Corvette that was at the Hospitality Inn that witnesses had seen Mr. Perkins going back and forth to the car, to the hotel room. We were wondering whether there was additional evidence in the Corvette. So we seized both of those vehicles.
Zebulon Perkins had been in jail
What's
for
in that
approximately
Corvette?
18 months since he had been charged with Miss James's murder. And as soon as we get the allegation that he is responsible for another homicide, we knew there was potentially another victim. Detectives immediately went back and looked, and the registered owner of the 1989 Corvette that was taken in the case was Leah Klein. Well, all efforts to locate Miss Klein during the initial investigation were unsuccessful. She'd been arrested multiple times, so we knew that this is a person who might not be the most friendly with police.
Leah Klein had a troubled past. She was a mother of 5. She was, when connected with her family, devoted to them. She also had a fascination for Jiminy Cricket. It became her nickname. Leah Klein's daughter would try to send her mother money throughout the year on a Cash App and leave notes like, "Happy birthday, Mom," "Merry Christmas, Mom." But she hadn't seen her mother in many years.
And while we were speaking with her family, we learned that she would kind of go off on her own and be by herself for a couple weeks at a time. So it was not uncommon for her to go relatively short periods of time without contacting her family. However, 18 months was very long, and that was out of the norm. One of her family members did attempt to report her missing, but they were out of state, and they were told that they needed someone who was local to actually report her missing.
Insane.
There were multiple inmates who were interviewed by Detective Abbott in the course of his investigation into Leah Klein's murder.
If they would have allowed that person, that family member, to do that missing person statement, this would have been probably
Some of them
easy,
were cooperative with him, and some were not. 2 that were cooperative were Mr. Lindsay and Mr. Bradford.
How do you know who Zebulon Perkins is?
He was my roommate in jail.
Did he talk about the charges pending against him?
Yes, sorry.
What did he tell you about the teacher?
He strangulated her and beat her up.
When you were in the cell with him, were you ever scared of him?
Y'all so hard. Y'all gang members so hard till you're stupid. Y'all sound so damn dumb. Go pick up a book. God damn.
Not really, but yes.
Mr. Lindsay's statement stood out to me. He described being in fear of his life when he shared a bunk with Zebulon Perkins, to the point of describing his eyes like a dead stare, that he would not sleep at night for fear that Zebulon Perkins would murder him in his sleep.
Back in January, probably January of 2021-ish, Kinsey Lindsay actually had his brother was murdered at a local apartment complex. So Detective Abbott and I were working in that case. Ultimately, that case resulted in an arrest. We went and we told Kinsey Lindsay about that arrest. When we later went back to him to talk to him about being housed with Zebulon Perkins, he basically told us, yeah, I wouldn't normally tell you guys this, but since you helped me out with my brother, I will help you out with this case.
Did he mention any other murders?
Yes, ma'am.
What did he tell you about other murders?
He said he was a pimp and his drug played and he killed him.
Did he mention any names to you about this lady?
Yes, ma'am. Cricket.
Generally speaking, one does not begin with a very violent homicide of a person that you, by all accounts, very much had affection for. It doesn't add up. So usually there's some kind of other criminal activity that's in somebody's life, and in this case, there obviously was.
I got into a physical altercation with Zebulon Perkins.
Would that have been around September 12th of 2020?
Yes,
sound about right?
Yes, ma'am.
What did he talk to you about?
So first he talked to me about this first incident with a female named Cricket. She supposed to be like a prostitute or something like that. She did something wrong in his eyes, so like he ended up choking her.
Did he tell you that she died?
Yeah, he told me she died. He put her body.
Anybody that could choke somebody out or like use a blade, their throw. You have to be. That's personal. Like it's easy to pull a trigger. It's easy to pull a trigger. That what they doing to really take somebody's life, like legitimately taking a life.
Dumpster, right outside the hotel.
You can't prosecute the devil and expect to have angels as witnesses. It is amazing how many people will just tell their cellmate, here's what I did.
Mr. Bradford, he further explained that Mr. Perkins kept talking about how he'd killed the teacher, why he killed the teacher. He also provided the background information that Mr. Perkins told him he went to Miss James's home to confide in her that he had killed Cricket. Not only did it give us an additional homicide victim to investigate, but it also gave us motive for Miss James's murder.
Did he tell you about the charges that he was currently facing?
Yeah, he was like, after the Cricket situation happened, he was suffering from anxiety and stuff like that, so he was like, he wanted to talk to somebody. And the only person you feel like...
There's that PTSD from getting shot, because I was wondering, I'm like, 2014, like, yeah, you can still have PTSD, but come on now, like, yeah.
Talk to was the teacher, so he gonna tell her about the Cricket situation. But she gave him the best advice that she could give him. You gotta go to the police. Instead of him letting her go to the police, he strangled her the same way.
Unfortunately, we were never able to find Miss Klein's body. We essentially moved forward in trying to prove a void of life. We went down every avenue that we could think of, and it appeared as though Miss Klein basically fell off the face of the earth on December 24th, 2019.
This is just days before Vivian James was last seen as well.
So he like basically went over to her house, like to the teacher, because obviously y'all can look at that lady and tell she's not. He sat there and told that lady what he did. Because she's just such a genuine person, he think he could, well, obviously, I mean, I don't want nobody to think they could confide in me into about no murder either.
Perkins kill Leah Klein, go to Vivian James' house, try to get advice, and when she didn't tell him what he wanted to hear, did he kill her too?
Proving a case without a body is an incredibly difficult thing to do. And in this case, so much time had passed
and if you still here,
since
man,
the murder of Leah Klein.
Like
Detective Abbott had to go back multiple years to establish the outline of a person who had been missing from society. We were also able to reevaluate the evidence we already had with Leah Klein in mind. We had the download from his cell phone and found photographs of Leah Klein in December of 2019, and the last time Leah Klein is known to have sent any message is a message from her to Zebulon Perkins that she is outside his hotel room.
Then it kind of came full circle where we realized this is why we could not contact her during the initial investigation, because she was already dead. But we were able to confirm that after Mr. Perkins killed Miss Klein, he put her in a dumpster, and then we were able to confirm with the dumpster company, the date and time that that dumpster was collected, which was before Miss James was murdered and before detectives were at the Hospitality Inn and she was taken out to a landfill. The likelihood of any recovery was basically nil.
Zebulon Perkins is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, although prosecutors keep
that lady body's just sitting in a landfill right now?
The path open if they want to upgrade those charges.
Oh man, give him
From
the
early
chair.
on,
Give
he
him the
started
chair.
making
Give him the
plea
chair.
offers.
Give him the chair. Give him the chair.
These plea offers started well below the sentencing range for second-degree murder, but quickly those offers started getting higher and higher until the point we presented to the grand jury and filed the notice of intent to seek the death penalty.
Yes.
In Florida, we are not allowed to file charges of first-degree murder without presenting to a grand jury. I presented the case of Vivian James's murder to the grand jury, and they indicted Zebulon Perkins on first-degree murder. We concluded the investigation into Leah Klein's case, and we actually had to go back before the grand jury, and they indicted Zebulon Perkins of 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Nearly 4.5 years after Vivian James and Leah Klein were killed, Zebulon Perkins is set to go to trial on 2 separate counts of first-degree murder, and if convicted, faces the possibility of the death penalty. But his defense team already seems to have a plan to try to avoid those consequences.
In Florida, if you're convicted of murder 1, you can be sentenced up to life in prison. And in Florida, there's no parole. Life is life. You come out in a box. The best scenario for somebody who has this kind of evidence with the forensic evidence that was available in this case is probably to plead to a term of years. In this case, there ended up being a plea.
Defense counsel came with a significantly higher offer of 70 years. And at this point in time, Zebulon Perkins is 31 years old. Even with credit time, that is, in essence, a life sentence. Zebulon Perkins did speak at the sentencing hearing. Of note, he did not apologize. It was a rambling statement that at the time and to this day does not make much sense to me.
I want to hear
Never sat right with me because there was a lack of remorse. He accepted the plea negotiations, and I'm thankful for the families that we were able to bring this case to a close.
Zebulon Perkins is sentenced to 70 years in prison without the possibility of parole for the murders of Vivian James and Leah Klein.
Jesus Christ.
The one thing that really sticks with us is the brutality of Miss James's death. And how sometimes it can be the people who are closest with us who can hurt us the most. To find this record of him being in a fight with Mr. Bradford, that would have been very easy to just overlook, but following that up, really it opened a whole other case where we were able to bring another family justice.
Looking back on this case and the last 6 years, there are a few things that stand out to me. The first is the investigative efforts of Detective Abbott, whose dogged persistence of facts and details in this case solved the murder of a woman who had been missing and brought finality to her family. Otherwise, without his persistence, no one would know Leah Klein's story. The other thing, sadly, that stands out to me is the importance of human connection
got 5 kids
in reaching out to loved ones and staying in contact.
They didn't even get to see their mama.
And also,
RIP to these women right here, man. Seriously.
Of making sure that you trust those who are around you.
Well, guys, that's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a long one, so if you stayed for this whole entire video, I do appreciate you, and I do mess with you the long way. If you haven't checked out any of my other videos on the channel, go ahead and check those out. They're really good as well. And I'll see you guys on the next upload. We should have another upload coming out tomorrow. And if you haven't seen yesterday's video, go ahead and check out yesterday's videos as well. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Peace.
Everybody had to get their own, so just give me my